What up, YouTube?
Streets, searching for Wi-Fi signals
All right.
strong enough to broadcast.
Now that YouTube stream says it's been on for 2 minutes, but I don't know what it was doing 2 minutes of. So sorry about that 2 minutes. Well, I thought
Welcome
it
to
was
the
not
boot
connected
camp.
and whining.
Should I put these on?
Yeah.
Totally optional.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, okay. Well, we're there. We're there together. Let's get it going.
Alright.
Okay, ready?
I'm waiting in suspense.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing it.
Yeah! What's happening?
Gosh, you guys, while you're learning and growing with us, let me tell you,
What?
it is hard to get audio to go into a cell phone right. We scrounged together some cell phones to get a show together for you guys to learn and grow together. And by golly.
It's pretty cool that we're doing it from our phones.
Yeah, the phone does it better than the computer does it turns out.
Pretty
So
amazing. Love it. 10 years ago you couldn't say that. 5 years ago you couldn't say that. It's pretty cool.
no.
It's pretty cool. Things are like happening so fast. Society.
Like,
Society, man. Okay, it's a Greasy Conversation show on RadioVegas.rocks. Thanks
Yep.
for having us on there. RadioVegas.rocks, if you mention them to any of the sponsors that we mentioned, then you get all kinds of cool values, like a promotion that's never going away, we found out, at Pinch's Tacos with free gringo taco and blood orange margarita.
yeah.
Or do they put the load on that blood orange margarita? It's weighty. It's a serious margarita, you guys.
Like when you like it's very tequila-licious. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying? Nice.
That's totally the
Pinch's
case.
Tacos. I gotta go check that out.
Yeah. So I like that we talked about before the show that you folks don't have to sweat where we're going today because we're gonna be the ones to not go to Kavanaugh Town today.
Yeah.
And it's not because we like the guy or nothing. Far from that.
Or the process.
Yeah.
But, that'll be next week. We'll do a recap.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'll tune in. I won't be here, but I'll definitely tune in and laugh along with you.
Next week we'll get all serious.
Yeah.
Our serious hats on.
Next week, see, there's a different. This is not about Kavanaugh, obviously. There's a different pin that gets grounded on an iPhone than an Android phone. When you try to use that fourth ring on the plug for a mic, watch out, fellow media, budding people growing with us. Holy cow! And then I saw a crazy noise happen. So it's the mic on the device there, but at least we've got a better angle on YouTube this time. But that's not to stop you from at least popping in and giving it some comments. We're trying to get some of the kingdom migrated over to YouTube, but we're not like leaving Facebook entirely. We still love you folks on Facebook channel. But most of all, gather your friends and family and comment with us. Either one, we're going to be checking and helping.
And your pets? Pets love us, man.
Yeah, let your pets drop their little paws on the keyboard and we'll respond to those comments as well.
Do it.
That way we can learn and grow together forever, twice.
Alright, I think I got the perfect story to start us off.
Gorgeous.
It's a little serious. Italy's most successful lover dies having sex with a 23-year-old tourist.
Most successful lover. Like, how old was he?
He was, I want to say, like 56. Something like that.
56. Most successful. Does that mean
at
like
59? he boasted that, or they, whether he boasted or estimates from his previous boast that he slept with like 6,000 women or something, maybe more than that. I don't know. Since when? I don't know. But yeah, dude just started when he was 17 working for a nightclub trying to like go out and like get chicks in, and apparently he was Mr. Suave. What's his name? Because his name is God damn it. He's like referred to as Maurizio Zanfontana.
I always wonder, like, in stories like this, like, are STDs a factor here?
Right?
Do you have some sort of infection? Like 6,000 women you done with. Like,
Yo, like you got them all until they just turned into a heart attack.
oh, jeez.
So that's what happened. He was hooking up with a 23-year-old tourist, had a heart attack, and the Italian media said that was the way he would have wanted to go. Which I don't believe that. Like, I mean, I guess if that's your favorite, if like having sex is your favorite thing to do in the world, I don't know if you still want to like have a heart attack while having sex. Like, it's not going to be like, this is how I always imagined I'd go out.
While I was having sex, maybe like after I finished, so I
Right?
didn't have to call her back. Like, now I don't have an excuse. Like, I'm dead. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
gonna call you. I'm dead.
So, what are you doing over there, Ross?
Nothing, don't mind me. Streaming away.
Oh yeah.
Having a good stream, you guys. just streaming and loving and streaming. Just enjoying all the wonderful operating system updates that telephones go through to then totally suck at the job you bought them for it. That update. It's never what other people want to do with the stupid device.
Never been further than the truth.
But hey, that's not what it's about. We're talking about this sweet Italian lover dying, doing what he lived doing, and
It's always Italian people.
This is like the last sentence of the article. It's really great. When he announced his retirement from the most successful lover, he said, "At 59, I'm getting too old for it. Clearly, he failed to keep his word." This dude.
59 though. I mean, I know there's hella people still pumping at 59.
Yeah, it's not that old anymore.
There must have been other factors at play here.
I think it's about I think it's body mechanics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're exercising proper body mechanics, you can do physical activity much further into your life.
What
So,
if it was
disposition game? You know what I'm saying?
what if like she was trying to help him with some autoerotic asphyxiation?
I think
And-
that would have been in the article.
No, and then she cut like when he died, then she cut the rope. Like she bought it because he was secretly her dad. Right? She like tracked him down, right? Just from like clues she found in her mom's journal and stuff, and was like found out he was a total man skink. And it's like, oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna do,
It's levels of fucked up
right?
that I'm kind of into. Like,
She's like, oh, have you ever tried? And then she like talked him into it too, not like he was into it. She's like, oh, I'm really into autoerotic asphyxiation. He's like, yeah, sure.
I
Whatever.
know what I do.
I'm 59. I've tried a lot of things, but I haven't tried that.
You
Sounds awesome.
You would think though, if you slept with like 6,000 women.
I don't know. I don't think it's that common. You know, I mean, maybe not. Who's to say?
I always am that person that believes that there's like weird first. There's always the abnormal first because you never know. It's always a crapshoot. It's random. People are like, no, that would never happen. I'm like, bro, it's more common than you think.
Yeah, you remember when they found David Carradine? Yeah.
I remember that. We used to call that the Hitchens-Carradine maneuver.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm on the second one already.
Why did you open another one?
What?
I don't understand why you would open a second one.
Oh.
You didn't seem so happy with the first one.
Well, I'm not like these aren't the greatest things to just complain
It seems like that's a job that lots of things can do.
there.
Right.
I didn't bring my mushrooms today.
Nah.
I feel like I can't do a hallucinogen again until I've cleaned my office. Otherwise, I'm just
That's
gonna
like all
get-
you'll think about.
Yeah, the universe is going to tell me, remember what we told you last time? We said, this is what's in your life, it's in disarray. Everything is a thing within a thing. You're within a thing that's a mess right now.
Yeah, I always say that's like the one thing I hate about doing hallucinogens at home is like I just realized how messy of a person I am, and I'm like, oh man. Well, this was a blast. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
But
and
just me.
doing hallucinogens as an adult, like, I think of so many
Right.
responsibilities.
Oh my gosh. So I made the mistake recently. Our favorite spot, Double Down, is it's got a character of its own. And PSA, don't do a group of mushrooms
Oh.
before you have a show.
Interesting choice for favorite spot.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't know if the people that work there that's their favorite spot.
Well, I mean,
it's got its own.
yeah, and it's like anywhere anyone works their favorite spot. I doubt it. Maybe no, those guys don't work. I'm not kidding. I was gonna say like Jeff Bezos, but I'm like, he doesn't actually work, right? Does he?
I mean, he like looks at papers and like shuffles things around
Yeah,
in his
just like-
office and
he's
He's
like,
probably on that.
makes fun of poor people.
I wanna do this.
He's probably on that Blue Origin tip though. He's working on that spaceship that's like the secret Blue
oh,
Origin Jeff
So we're gonna-
Bezos space patrol.
secret spaceship.
Yeah,
Just Jeff Bezos, or he's gonna
It's
start.
gonna be
the-
the billionaires.
it's a secret Bezos ship. Oh, man.
Which Amazon did raise minimum wage for all their workers, $15 an hour.
So even like a low
Yes.
budget Amazon worker is still making 15.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing actually.
But I think they removed like not like paid holidays, but getting like time and a half on a holiday or whatever,
Yeah.
and or an extra half time. Some places do double time on holidays, and also like the stock programs for workers, where they get like stock awards for a period of time working. So whichever one's more valuable, I don't know. But it's not going to be just like a clear like, hey guys, you guys are awesome. We decided we're going to do $15 an hour.
People just want to keep their money now.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
there's no such thing as sharing anymore.
Well, one could argue that this newer model of people like Bezos and Google, the way Amazon operated forever was at a total loss. And it used to scare stockholders, and every other year there's another slew of articles about how soon Amazon's going to go under and how they're not making any money and when is Amazon going to be profitable. You remember how a decade of when is Amazon going to be profitable?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on paper, Jeff Bezos, is one of the richest people in the world, but none of that was liquid, and very little of it was what he could spend on himself at all.
Yeah, totally.
It was all lined up to build this infrastructure for something they're only now cashing in on. So it's a weird model, and actually less selfish than a lot of other ones. But then there's a lot of controversy on how much people are causing the machine over there. Too.
Yeah, that's true.
I've
What?
seen the new delivery service people that look like they have to run everywhere. It
Yeah.
doesn't look fun.
I think I wish I would have grabbed it, but there was like an article with some like Amazon delivery drone that got shot down
Oh yeah.
by some people in like Alabama.
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
some
they were
shit.
like throwing shit at
Tennessee
it,
or
like
some
fucking
shit,
beer
yeah.
cans and stuff.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
like
Like, why are you already, like, I don't get how like if the internet is a thing and it's practically everywhere at this point, how you wouldn't have already known that the Amazon drones are happening. They're happening. They're testing them out. They're working on the kinks right now. And then people at these places are like, "What's this flying thing? It's trying to track my eyes." Like, shut. Nobody gives a fuck about your backwater life. It's bringing your package.
Right? Not even bringing you a package. It's bringing this flying by you, bringing someone else.
It's
You're ruining people's lives. Stop being dumb.
that's what meth does, though.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
makes you think every drone.
Read a book.
It's the CIA.
Yeah.
I find it so amazing that like people who live in these small towns and people who like have no semblance of any life ever think that the government gives a fuck about them.
I know.
They're gonna spend ridiculous amounts of money to monitor your everyday life. Nobody cares about you fucking your sister, bro. No one gives a shit. Have your weird babies. God.
Right. It is a pretty funny concept.
It's
Is
just
that those are the people who are the most worried about that?
Or to think that the government cares about most any of us.
at all.
To like watch us. It's only just to make sure we're not doing. I mean, even not that. Like it's whatever. But you know, CIA drones coming for your sister wives. Oh my god.
It's terrible. It's terrible and it's true.
Well, that's
Hi,
why you have-
Facebook.
Plural sister lives. Sister
Yeah.
lives.
Well, that's so when the CIA takes the first one, you got to back up.
I don't see like okay, you're not supposed to call them sister wives if you're the dude though. Cause like that's another layer that's not okay. Like if you're one of the women, they're your sister wives,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
but they're not your sister wives when you're the dude.
They're just
That's
Yeah, no,
why-
no, yeah.
I just had a revelation.
Alright, so I got this other story. This teacher beat up this kid, a student. Well, he recruited him. This is in the Bronx. He recruited a student to help him find $4,000 worth of pot.
Oh.
And
Ew, pot,
Yeah.
that's gross.
yeah, so a kid finds a drug dealer's like, I want this much pot. Dealer's like, well, that's going to be $7,000. Kid only has $4,000 because that's what teacher gave him. So he's like, well, fuck it. And then he just goes and spends the money.
Oh my god.
And then so the teacher finds him again and it's like, I want my fucking money, bitch. And like beats him up and then takes his like iPhone, a gold chain in his wallet or some shit. Like, holy shit, that's nuts, right?
Your
That
teacher
doesn't
beat the
make sense.
fuck out. I mean, like,
My
that's
teacher
fucked up, but
shouldn't
at the
have
same
side hustle
time,
like that.
number one, like, are you that scared of your like, no, it's not addiction. The pot can be an addiction, but
No, it
like,
absolutely can be a psychological addiction, just like cake or going to the gym.
you're asking a high school student to do your
Yeah, that's
dirty
what,
work.
That's a
yeah, that's
gangster
like,
thing.
like you can't, 48 years old, you can't like find your own pot dealer.
Seriously, like, I get the whole like I don't want to be associated with it because I'm a teacher, because I know people. I have people in my life that won't even step into a dispensary because of that, even though it's legal here in the States,
Yeah, yeah.
or not States, this state. But like, that's just so
It's crazy, yeah.
ridiculous.
Like you would have like an older friend. I mean, you gotta know someone that smokes weed. One person, at least. I think everyone knows at least one person that smokes weed.
And a better confidant. Like, don't you have a friend that'll do you a solid and buy $3,000 worth of pot from you?
Or help you out. Just be
Help
like,
me out.
Like,
Some people don't know any good people that smoke.
that's true.
Oh, I can't get that much? Okay, well, go ahead. And teacher's like, sure, dude, whatever, I'll give you an A. That sounds like something that might have happened in the history of
Oh yeah,
what this was.
at least twice.
At least twice.
Not in this case, but in the history of effort. Yeah.
Weird.
So
sorry to people trying to watch on YouTube. I hope you're checking out RadioVegas.rocks. And I mean, people trying to watch on Facebook. That one's really gone. Yeah, like it wouldn't do sound with even the microphone on the phone anymore. And then it was telling me that the video had to be 4 seconds long to like close the video. But I've been watching the video successfully on this other computer. It's just like so silly. But hey, it should make us feel good because you remember all those Joe Rogan broadcasts like 500 episodes ago where like he'd be complaining about the stream, the streamy thing. Yeah. That was like a $4,000 piece of hardware that he was complaining about crashing all the time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is like a leftover phone that we like didn't want to use anymore because it was slow and shit. So it's like, okay, hey, at least we're on RadioVegas.rocks.
Sure.
Yeah. Jay's got us going there, and then you can hear us on YouTube. It's just not as good audio. You can put on both at once. And what are we doing? We're just flailing anyway. And that's where the value of the iTunes subscription comes in. So you can follow us on iTunes when you get like the choices of those Dr. Smooth, cozy.
And you get to write very serious, fashionable reviews about the podcast. That's the thing people do. And then like tau particles, and then they've just found like a slew of subatomic particles that make up like another periodic table in the same, and like almost the same structure as the elements. It's pretty gnarly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a little.
Not exactly, but.
Because it can be applied in ways that you don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because to the layman, they don't. And I say that with you know a little bit of with love. You know, it's I'm not saying that people who don't understand science are terrible, but I think that the age of I don't know how to say this.
People
the
that
age
don't
of
understand science, it's okay, but who knows what the best decisions should be? Should be the people that have done the most research, and that is generally the people that understand the most science about the topic.
yeah.
That's who should be in charge of that thing. When you're talking about a representative that's elected, that's different. That person can be stupid as the people if they're willing to learn as the people should learn about decisions that really need to be decided by experts, and then take the opinions of opposing experts and represent the feelings of the people. But that's like an ideal world.
Ideal in the best sense. I mean,
that was actually a great plot to this fiction book I read a while back. No, I'm just kidding, but it was.
so you have another story, right?
Do I have another story?
Yeah.
That's all my stories, folks.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course I got other stories.
News is crazy. Life is weird.
We got stories, yo.
Sweet.
Oh, this is a good one. So this dude, I think it was in like Wisconsin or Wyoming, one of the W states, Worcestershire. A pizza delivery driver rescued a woman. Well, he didn't like directly rescue her, so he was delivering a pizza, and then as the dude opens the door, there's a woman sitting there. He can see her, and she has a black eye, and she's just sitting in the back mouthing, "Help me," while the dude's like paying for a pizza, and so he immediately goes and like calls the cops.
I read that story.
Yeah, and then it turns out dude had like broken into the chick's house, beat her up and like tied her up, and was trying to get her to get back with him. That's the way. Yo.
Whoa, dude.
Totally creepy, right?
True love, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Honestly, like you know what I found out is that it was a Domino's worker, and what's cool is that they have the whole pothole thing. So they're like fixing potholes, advocates against domestic abuse,
I know Domino's.
but they can't make good pizza.
Oh, no, I have to disagree.
I loved it. I eat Domino's all the fucking time.
Ain't no one gonna turn down Domino's.
I can't just leave that low blow on the table. Well, they're not Naked City Pizza.
No, they are not.
Where if you mention RadioVegas.rocks, they give you a good snappy link.
I
Yeah.
performed there. It was fun. The one in the El Cortez.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's the new
super
one.
fun. And I had the guinea pie, and oh my god, it's Sicilian style. So I'm Italian, okay? I'm Italian. My mother's maiden name is Ferraro. That gives you a little idea of how Italian I am. I'm pretty fucking Italian. My grandfather's brother actually worked for the mob that ran out of Vegas and was a runner for the mob out of Vegas. So when he died, he wanted to die here. I have some pretty cool stories about him. Uncle Mike Ferraro was pretty crazy. But anyways, I didn't know what guinea meant. I didn't know that was a slang for Italian Sicilian people, mostly women. But my grandfather, because he was born in Cosenza, Calabria, Italy, and they moved to Canada, just to give you a little backstory. But he was the most racist motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Because he would call Sicilians N-word Italians.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is like. That's
it was
crazy.
pretty bad.
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, he's like oh god, the hate that would spew from his mouth for Sicilian Italians, because this Cosenza, it sits I would say roughly like 400, 500 miles away from the coastline, kind of like at the tip of the boot. It's inland Italy, but it's not too far inland because it's close to the coast. But it's not part of the island that is Sicily. Oh my god.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh my god. And I think it came from like Uncle Mike's friends, because he had a lot of Sicilian Italian friends who were kind of gangstery. And my grandfather was not about that life.
No.
No. He told me stories about being like screamed at when he was young, like people calling him like plop and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, damn, dude, it was like that. Nobody likes Italians.
Alright, you guys. I did a little reset. Welcome back, Facebook. Holler in the
welcome
comments.
Woo!
The weather in the storm, the bad living in the middle of the desert, internet storm. That's the thing you pay for the novelty of living in beautiful, exotic Las Vegas, tuning in around the world as you might be on RadioVegas.rocks. Is that, yeah, we're slaves to internet inconsistencies here in this desert. It's like a desert island, but in reverse, where there's like water where we are, but all raw desert around us, like inverted island. And hey, I'm so stoked to have you of all people here, Kella, for us as we learn and grow in season 3. And instead of stagnating, we're taking risks in different streams. And
I like new shit.
yeah, and I'm totally glad.
I'm glad
I'm with us through.
Hell yeah, and I'm glad I get a chance to like be myself, because like a lot of the interviews, when you have to do like music stuff, you have to be like a certain person, but I get to swear and be myself, and
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
like, I smoke pot, I'm not afraid of it. Like,
And that's what I'm trying to provide as a product/service with Greasy Conversation. In general, across the board, is sincere hanging out, the experience of having a friend spend some time with you when I know I need that in life, when I'm at work or driving around, doing stuff around the house, and I need some buddies.
Yeah.
But I don't want to legit have to entertain people. I just want them to entertain themselves around me. And that's what we're doing. We're having hella fun together as buddies, at you, around you. Ta-da, welcome, yay.
You're welcome.
uh,
Alright, you gotta tell me about the pull-up man, boss.
Pull up man.
Pull up
This
man.
is our dude, pull up man. Boy, I'm at a loss for words with this guy. Mainly because I know I put a link on there, I wrote pull up man, but I forgot his deal. Like, he wouldn't stop. Oh, he wouldn't stop doing pull ups in the airplane.
Yeah.
It's like a game show where the game is see if you can remember your notes from earlier in the week. Yeah, you, like, kudos to you, Mallow, for some sweet journalism this week, too. You fetched a lot of articles in
Yeah, thanks.
the thing there. That's another thing that's behind the scenes that we've been striving to be worthy of bragging at you later about, is digging up noodles. But yeah, you basically, when you're frustrated and you've had a rough time, you have to be on this stupid airplane and you're on some kind of crazy stimulant, probably mixed with fentanyl too. It's like
That's the thing. Just mix all drugs with fentanyl.
yeah.
That's the only way to go.
So this guy, he was on the. I don't know if he was on any. He could have just been in a troubled place in life. But the bottom line was that he would not stop doing push-ups on this airplane to the point where they had to. Oh, pull-ups. I'm sorry.
Pull-ups.
Push-ups would be another story.
Where the hell do you do pull-ups on an airplane?
Where do you do pull-ups on an airplane?
Like,
Listen, you guys, we might be.
How do you do pull-ups on an airplane? When do you do
We
pull-ups on
might
an
be a little
airplane?
taller than this dude. There's a piece. That's the thing. Is I gave this a lot of thought.
yeah.
I had those same questions. I thought, how do you get all aggro and do pull-ups, and then be so into them that the airplane has to land? And I realized we've all have some friends that are less tall, and they can get a little aggro sometimes. I can see some of my shorter friends getting in that.
What if dude like
can't.
Having a pull-up party to get through life.
What if dude came with like a little carrying case and then he had one of those like pull-up bars that you can like extend?
Wait, he came with a carrot case, like as a product? Like you buy this guy and he's like, hey,
Yeah.
put me in my case.
No, he got on the plane with the carrying case, and but it just had one of those like pull-up bars you can stick in between the door, and you just extend it and like the pressure like holds it up.
That's gorilla status.
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get on the plane, do my workout. I'm just gonna do pull-ups all the way from here to Texas.
It makes me like wonder exactly like I just want to know the history of these people. Like, have you done this before? Like, have you gotten away with like 6-hour flight? You just racking out pull-ups the whole time.
This guy's got no history and he just this is someone that like has been bottled.
I've been saving this for a while.
Yeah, this is one of those people that's like,
I'm
let's see
too
what's
low
wrong
on
with
the
Jeff.
thing.
I mean, he's always been such a calm guy. Always so quiet.
I had no idea he was a pull-up man.
When you're miss, I don't know what to think.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I wonder, but if that's like his goal, he has like some secret plan where he's like, I'm just gonna do like one exercise on each flight I get on in the future, and it's like next one it's crunches. It's gonna take up an aisle doing crunches.
I'll just do Kegels the whole flight. Nobody will know.
Here's the,
Oh, we get kicked out that can't see what's going on.
I
No,
saw
they
a
just gotta
vision.
do
What are you
one.
doing, man? Nothing.
I saw a vision of a path with this, to where, okay, he's pull up man, but there's like a whole like place this leads to where it's opened up his life. He starts like self-help seminars. And I started with the story of like, I was just an ordinary guy like you, I didn't even realize how unhappy I was. And then something just came over me. They had to land the plane early. I was that guy. I was that jerk that made the plane have to take a different stop because I just wouldn't stop doing pull-ups. And now I've got this tape to show you how you can be like me and be all fit and solve everything in your life with the pull-up frenzy technique.
And then he's like, it just goes to show if you do enough pull-ups, you can accomplish anything.
It's like a new pull-up centric, like Anthony Tony, that Anthony Tony guy that inspires people, gets them all pumped up. He's all tall with those Anthony Tony seminars,
He'll start his own YouTube channel. He will be pretty famous. I'm pretty sure.
Shout out to Anthony Tony.
And endorse this.
You guys know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
He has those seminars and it's like tells people to break up with their boyfriends and shit. Anthony Tony,
Oh yeah. Anthony Tony,
go
man.
and quit that job. Stand up. All these people are cheering. Quit your job. Anthony
Right.
Tony.
Go do pull-ups. Just started doing pull-ups at his job. Then he got promoted.
Boom! Yep, that's the power of Anthony Tony. Find a DVD.
Oh man. Alright. So there was this
Wait a minute, just a second.
oh yeah.
Okay, never
Oh
mind.
yeah. Alright, so All right, so the scientists. Let me try to remember and wrap my brain around this. So the scientists created 3 people to transmit information from their brain to another person's brain.
Yeah, it's weak ass information.
Yeah. But
You
still,
guys-
you gotta start somewhere.
You do.
Wait. Okay, let me see if I can remember this or wrap my head around this. 3 people. 3 people. 3 is the
Total
magic.
are involved.
Okay, can send brain thoughts to another person's brain. Does it say exactly how that happens?
The experiment was like pretty simple. So they have 2 people. One guy is playing Tetris and he's the receiver.
Right.
2 people are, one's the rotate the block person, the other person is the don't rotate the block person.
Okay.
So when either one of these people want to send that signal, they look at a screen that's basically like a strobe light with the word rotate on it. And so that triggers a certain area of the brain, and that gets transmitted to the person, and it's like rotate the block. And that's all it is. So it's really like simple, but still we're like, you know.
It's a
Dude,
binary message.
Yeah.
that's
you're basically-
really cool though.
You have 2 people sending a message that's either yes or no.
Yeah.
So you're feeling or not feeling. So it's the very first television transmission had a reel. So stick with me there. It sounds like a total non sequitur. But an image was transmitted by a pulse of light, and that pulse of light changed in intensity depending on where it was supposed to be in the image by scanning horizontally and then moving around.
Right. That's
It's
that's old TV. Yes.
This was first done with a spinning wheel, changing which part was visible, like a slot sliding over with this freaking spinning wheel. So, way before that, there was just Morse code over a line. And we're like way at the Morse code spot on this brain stuff.
It sounds amazing. It baffles me when I hear stuff like this.
Because it was what, 10, 20 years later from Morse code till we had a prototype video transmission. Another 10 years and it was in people's homes.
Yeah.
50 years from Morse code, television in the home was ubiquitous. So we could be within our lifespan of ubiquitous mass thought transmission.
Honestly, it kind of like it gives an idea of what tomorrow's future looks like as far as the internet. Because I mean, if we have the ability to, we're getting closer to understanding how our brain waves work,
Mm-hmm.
and we're understanding. And I say we, and I
No,
okay,
you
before
should. You should
I
say we instead of they.
honestly, because a friend, not a friend, but my cousin, and I will say my cousin, he always jokes about it, be like, it's them who is doing it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
dude,
It's us.
yes, there are people who are working, and yes, the whole of humanity is not working towards it, but at the same time, these people are working for the whole of humanity, so I say we.
Yeah. And you should, because it's for us, and it's people that have the same spirit and intentions and the same communities around us that
Right.
involved in things like this.
Honestly, I want more of it. Honestly, this stuff is so
Do you
interesting
want more
to
of it?
me.
Because I've got more.
Oh my god, please.
Holy crap, get prepared. So, it's story time. There's a fella on YouTube called Michael Reeves.
Michael
Look him up.
Reeves.
I don't know why I'm British all of a sudden saying he's called something. Because his name, in America we say his name is Michael Reeves. That's why we call him that. Anyway, Michael Reeves, look it up, YouTube. So this kid, first of all, he gets a lot of YouTube attention because he makes this device, just slaps it together with a couple servos, a laser pointer, and a pizza box, and an Arduino or something. Maybe it was a Raspberry Pi, actually. And then he uses his coding skills to make it as a web. Back his face, find his eyes, and point the laser pointer at his eye. So whenever he moves, it shines a laser pointer in his eye.
Oh.
Just for lulls. He just slaps this together, makes a YouTube video. It's hilarious. But then, more recently, this is this week, this same person put a hydraulic actuator in his dad's car to push the gas pedal. The funniest part of this is the fact that there's no degree. I should have kind of tease this a little bit, but just like the experiment Nala was talking about, it's a binary decision. There's a commercial toy product, or like practically toy status, but also for like research, but fun. It's also marketed to young people. But you put this thing on that looks very Deep Space Nine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It looks very Star Trek Voyager.
Right.
And you put it on your head, and it can tell if you're concentrating or not, and measure your alpha waves that have to do with concentration.
Right.
So we put that on, and would get like a status, and it would use his code to kind of clean it and get a baseline and establish if he was concentrating or not. And that hooked to the hydraulic actuator on the gas pedal.
Oh.
So he could concentrate or not concentrate to make the car go or not. So it's like an older Honda Civic. So you can stomp on the gas and you don't go right away. It's not like a tuned Civic like them fast fellas. This is a stock one. And nevertheless, he would like concentrate, like look ahead, and all of a sudden the car would just like peel out and he'd have to like donut. And then okay, I'm concentrating.
That's
So
amazing!
he has his friend sit in the passenger seat while he steers, and has his friend concentrate or not concentrate to make the car go. And he's like, don't panic, panic is concentration.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
So he has to like force himself to
This is
relax
amazing.
even though the car
No,
is like
seriously.
jetting around
Okay.
to make the car stop.
Have you seen Altered Carbon?
No.
Okay, I would recommend it. It's a futuristic show. Have you seen it?
I've seen
Okay.
Carbon.
Okay, it's
So-
where it's in the future where you're able to. It's based off. Okay, I want to say based off of because I'm a huge D&D nerd. I absolutely love tabletops, and there's this tabletop. It's not
You
Star.
actually love tabletops? Like, I'm sorry. Do you mean like tabletop games or
Tabletop
just like
games.
tabletops?
Tabletop
'Cause I was
games.
like, I really appreciate the
Oh my
whole
god.
table. Because no, I was gonna get started because I love a good table or a desk. It's just really nice.
I like the glass oaken combo.
Or like a good vignette design. You know what I mean? Like there's some good.
Oh my god.
I
No, like tabletop games.
Okay, now
I love tabletop games. There's two that I'm a big D&D fan. I have a D20 that's tattooed on my foot actually. But there's Starfinder and there is another one that's really really good. It's
Well,
called
wait, why
Eclipse
D20?
Phase.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eclipse Phase. I'm not talking. We're already talking about. I'm just like, why D20? Why?
Oh,
Why
20
is that the
20
best?
It's my favorite.
Okay.
I
But I
mean-
mean,
Is the 4, the 3, the 12, the 8, all the way up, and then I
What
made
about
a
the
mistake.
16?
I made a mistake of putting the 20-sided die on my foot. I made a mistake of putting it on a 1 because I am notorious for getting bad rolls. But
was that a mistake or was that like just honest? I guess what
feeling
that
it was a burn.
Like a burn if people have a one.
Ow. Yes, I
There's
roll
something
shitty.
cultural that I'm not
Don't. I am the party's worst roller. I get it. But anyways, there's this game called Eclipse Phase that goes off of it. Altered Carbon actually uses something from Eclipse Phase, which is the stack. The cortisone stack, where you can download your consciousness on a little disc that if you had the money and the ability and it wasn't destroyed, you could take it out of your body. You can basically download your consciousness on this and switch bodies, which is called re-sleeving in the show.
Okay, I've heard a little bit.
Yes. It's really cool, very, very awesome. And it kind of goes off the idea that we have the ability to download consciousness as in general. And I think that with the information that you're telling me, I mean, we're getting steps and steps closer to be able to doing that, to be able to like hook up either to our brain or something. I don't know what the primitive version of that would be. People who
We
decide
don't have
like
radio. we've got to have whatever the radio phase is, because we can see TV, we can see immortality as data, and that's pretty much leveled off to where visual entertainment as a media isn't that different, whether it's coming through the internet on your screen or through the cable line. We're watching the same shows, so eventually it's going to hit like an epitome of the format.
Yeah.
But what about those things in between? Not that radio is dead or anything, obviously, but it's done in a packeted, on-request format via iTunes podcast. Like, you should subscribe to ours and comment. But what's that going to be for minds? How soon are screens going to be obsolete because the visual data is just in our visual cortex?
Seriously?
When is functional MRI, fMRI going to be at a portable state to where we're not just radio frequency taking in brain waves, as kooky as that sounds, but that's how they measure the alpha waves, and I believe beta waves for sleep studies and stuff like that with these helmets. It's super primitive to where we need to be to actually measure thoughts. The next step is probably going to have something to do with functional MRI, to where instead of going the big clunky donut that's going kabang and you have to take off your jewelry because it'll fly at the donut and your earrings will get ripped out, it's the big magnet and stuff.
Right.
And to where that's just like a bicycle helmet. And you wear that and you don't even need VR goggles anymore.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We're so close to this happening. And
We're
I mean,
not, but we are.
Yeah.
relatively in years, I mean, you think about, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit fired here, but you think about like the within the last 150 years of a technological advancement, and then you look at where we are now and where we jumped from within. I mean, within my lifetime, as my my cognition of being alive, I remember sitting at a computer that had a loud ass internet connection
And
and
just
these
the fans.
the fans, and I mean the floppy disks that were this big, and like my mom had this like floppy disk reader that was like bigger than my head, and like I'm like, dude, and that shit was like hundreds and hundreds of dollars to read these massive disks that held just slightly more information than the standard disk.
It had to have a whole other processor in the drive. I
Right.
just found out geeking out on that stuff. The Commodore drive had like another processor in it, like another Commodore, just to deal with the shit on the drive.
Exactly.
Oh.
And it's amazing, and that was within my lifetime. That was I want to say maybe 20 years ago. I'm 29 now. I was about 8 or 9 when that came out. So 20 years ago, you had these big clunky machines, and now every single thing you could have done on these huge ass machines is in the palm of your hand. And then before that, 30 years before that, it was machines that took up half a room. 10 years before that, it was machines that took up a whole room. It's like we started it, and the advancement that has happened, how fast this happened,
Was
is
exponential.
mind blowing.
And so that
Nobody, it's like not appreciated as mass
curve,
on how fast it goes, because people are just like, but this and that. No, fuck your anti-intellectualism. Go fuck your sister again. Like, nobody gives a shit about you. Sit in your hole. I'm sorry I keep talking about like incest. I know that people that live in small towns are not always incestual, but I have my doubts. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, hey, have a pause, because we're at the top of the broadcast when we usually mention some sponsors. So you can start fast forwarding now, because I know you're jumping, but you shouldn't, because we're going to say amusing and valuable things throughout it, such as Dish Network and how you can avoid at least to get your TV in your house. A lot of hassles by just getting your Dish Network situation on, hitting up the Dish Network people. The thing is that you can mention RadioVegas.rocks and have an even better Dish Network experience in some way, or at least help us get paid for what we're doing. But yeah, it's part of commercial chug. Dish Network. For that dish.
All
Dish
about
it
the
up.
dish.
Dish it. Okay, so airlines. You want to get on the plane. You want to just call someone on the phone and get that good telephone price with your inside buddy.
Do all kinds of push-ups, pull-ups.
Yeah. You want to get your pull-ups done on an airplane. These are the people to call to get that airplane pull-up situation going on. Low-cost airlines. This is that number for that. Hit 'em up.
800-515-2397.
Airplanes.
515-2397.
Get on that plane.
515-2397.
That's right. Okay. National Treatment Advisors. That's the folks for your various chemical dependency overcoming needs. So, as you know, as we brought up this sponsor, we've been on a journey. I've managed to get away from the evil devil that is marijuana but only within 2 or 3 hours before the show starts, which is huge. I've stopped being one of those people that has to smoke weed in order to do things. To someone that usually needs to start the day that way because I start the day in a weird panic, just chemically. I don't know why. I've done everything, but not when that happens. And slide it in and get going. But to let that fade away and come back to normality through most of the day, particularly the time I spend with you, as a new growth point. Alcohol, I don't need to get all drunk before the show anymore. That was more of the beginning of season 1 thing. Kella Bo Bella, we're celebrating the fact that we haven't done more than like half a beer during a show in episodes. We've toned it down, kept it under control, so now we're having some Kella Bo Bella. But it's not a place that you could just achieve on your own sometimes. That's okay. We've got some buddies to help you out. Hit these people up. They're that name brand for it. Mention RadioVegas.rocks, and they'll totally keep helping us keep the lights on.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and you'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life.
But then he called.
If you're trying to
Oops, I need to move this mark over here for that to make sense. Then he called this number.
800-961-2480, 800-961-2480.
Yeah, 961-2480, National Treatment Advisors, your buddies and mine. But then taxes. Shoot. Oh yeah. Play it through. Play that tax blues because they're going to hear the number to get those taxes prepared. You can do your taxes every week if you want.
800-917-8546.
Taxes.
917-8546.
But what about your credit? Hey, credit's a deal too. That score can help you save a lot of money on the money you have to pay just to borrow money. Ugh, it's so gross when things work that way. But when you're tired of life being unfair and want to get some buddies in your court to like at least get that credit scoring part of life a little more fair together, here's your folks. Hit them up. Change it. 1286, you guys. 1286 credit repair. Get on that old 1286. You gotta get your 1286 on. You know, if these people can repair your credit, you get that 1286 feeling. Who's feeling 1286?
I'm feeling 1286.
1286, y'all. Give me that 1286 feeling. Come on. Chug down that big old pint of 1286. You got that? I put my 1286 in my ice cream, yo. Got my flat Perrier. Come on. Who's got the Perrier? Raise your Perrier up in there. We got that flat Perrier. Get those bubbles out. We don't want no bubbles. We want that flat Perrier. Come on. Pour a little out for your homies, but make sure you get those bubbles out first. Those bubbles are ghosts. Those bubbles are the ghosts of those spirits that haunt you when you're trying to succeed. You want that flat Perrier. You want it to taste like water from France, flat Perrier. Come on. Water from France. And that brings me to my favorite sponsor of the phone number sponsors. I have a lot of favorite sponsors. And I have a lot of favorite sponsors here in town. Just to mention a couple, Cold Cock Whiskey, not in town, but yet they're in town a lot in all the party situations going on. Cold Cock Whiskey. When you gonna do a hard alcohol thing, which honestly I avoid most of the time. Hard burns me up. You slide a little cold cock whiskey up in my situation, and that's a really tolerable one. I can handle that one. I can process the cat of that. Feel cozy, feel in command. And then, speaking of feeling in command, nothing makes me feel in charge like Spunk Lube, which is a lubricant that resembles semen. And when that's splashed all around, you feel confident. You feel like you're in a situation where that's allowed.
Oh yeah.
It's a
I would
sexual
like,
lubricant.
yes. I know what it is. I am a big fan
We got
of.
samples for you.
Really?
No, for real.
I'm a big
Okay,
fan
cool.
of dragon dildos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they connect with that lubrication because some of their dildos actually have the ability to climax. You can press a button, or you can get like the it's pretty cool. So you can fill up the the little reservoir with that lubrication.
And it's
and
non-staining.
And it's non-staining, and it's super great. It's made of like it's made of a lot of like biodegradable materials. They're non-toxic. They're usually don't have a lot of they don't have latex in it, of course. And there's a couple other ingredients. So I did use it a couple times. It's pretty nice. It's
Tastes
nice.
alright?
I haven't tried it
No, you guys,
in
it
the
tastes
mouth.
alright.
But like, hey, you know what? It does taste all right. There you go.
That's funny that you bring up those dragon fellas, because that's seriously favorite things to enjoy visually during those times of day is women enjoying such a thing, because it's like a monster, and monsters in this cartoony. Oh, there's no real dragons that really have a sexual appendage that resembles that, and that whimsicalness I find comforting.
Yes, they're fantastic. I would have to say personally that I think that whoever designs them and creates the molds for them knows exactly what goes on inside of a woman.
So lumps bump into the right things instead of just catching on things.
What's cool is that they have, and I know you're not a sponsor for
I
this.
hate it when something catches on things.
Yeah. You and me both. So like as I know that you're not sponsored by them, but I will say this as a PSA: if you out there who are watching have a certain kind of sexual life, I would advise for dragon dildos. I know that's funny, but seriously, they're fantastic. And that goes for both sexes, male and female. What's cool is that they do have some that hit the G-spot for women, and they do have one that hit the prostate for men. They have both sides, which is really cool. You can go on there and customize what you want. It's fantastic.
Do they have one that's inside out, like a dragon fleshlight?
I like where your head's at,
don't-
boss.
Right?
I don't
Yo,
know.
that's an untapped market, yo.
That is an untapped
But I
market.
gotta
You should
say-
hit them up.
I
Get
gotta
some
say,
fucking-
we're not sponsored by them yet.
I don't know who's watching right now, but y'all need to comment and tell me this shit is hilarious.
Fleshlight was a sponsor of the station for a while, but honestly, there's an even better segue, and that's that Davidson Big Idea is the kind of people that we can call, excuse me, to bring this idea to market. This is the kind of company that will help your app ideas and help your product
Stay
ideas
watching.
get to
Number
the
two.
right market. To choose those dragon fellas and those artificial semen fellas, to find and those fleshlight fellas, to bring it all together. These are the people that I know I'm going to call after this show to pitch my product idea, combining the whimsical, carefree. When you think about when everything was okay and safe in life, and I know I had a crush on that mouse chick in the Rescue Rangers. I had so many cartoon crushes, and to relive that with an object safely, that's why I want to, turn that into a product. These are the people. Davidson Big Idea. Hit them up.
What was that? It was Gadget, right? Is that her name? Yeah,
Yes,
Her
it
name
was
was Gadget,
Gadget.
yeah.
Yes. She was also my favorite.
Right?
Daphne was hot.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Still, she lives to this day in ours. She's probably so old now, but there's still got patches of hair missing and stuff.
That's sad.
I know.
I want to
Tears
think
on
that
belly.
she aged well. Like, that's how I see her internally.
Well, it was her skills that were a big attraction. She'd hold this wrench that was as long as she is tall, and she'd work on machines and be in charge of things. That's charming. That's
You know what we don't talk about? Furries. Let's talk about furries.
Yeah, I'm not just attracted to intelligence and people that can handle responsibility well. I'm also attracted to fur. Why not? If it's available. Humans covered in fur, I don't know. Kind of just a big question mark there. Like a human wearing a furry costume? That's for some people. I'd rather look at an image of something that's a cartoon that can't exist in real life.
Yeah.
And just enjoy. I don't know. I help with the eyes, I guess. Looking at furry things, that's nice though. Not like legit animals because they can't consent. That flips a creep switch, you know?
I know, it's like, and it's always been an interesting thing to me. Like, I mean, like, I'm immersed in nerd culture all the time, and like, I joke about it because I do have friends who have personas, like legit. They make them. They get artists to make them real. I myself can draw, and sometimes I like to, just fuck around and I don't know if you're part of any shit posting groups on Facebook. I mean, we're in the age of technology, so I assume that everybody is.
4chan. I like
Still? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, no, I'm too
It's
old
been
for
like
that.
fucking 10 years. Like,
No,
god
not like the
damn.
real 4chan where things are actually discussed or anything. I mean, I go to the weirdest, where they post the weirdest hentai, and I just cruise that, and 90% of it I'm completely uninterested in, and then I see something that's just like a really unique, beautiful, like a consentical piece, where the tentacles are her buddy, but also they're in space and there's beautiful stars. I'm hunting for those gems. Well, that's charming. That's not nude at all.
That's me.
Oh,
I
is that
drew
your
it.
persona?
I drew it. I
It looks
drew it as
gloss.
a joke.
Aim it at the camera people.
I drew this as a joke. It's my persona. I drew it as a joke because I'm part of this like shit posting group called Melee
Is that a
Hell.
llama?
No, it's supposed to be a bear because
What's funny is I
like
look over at you after
It's a
looking at it
bear.
and I hella see
Oh,
you.
nice.
in
Oh, yeah.
there.
I do draw.
Is
It's
that
not.
a Rickenbacker?
What's up?
Now I don't care about the guitar you're holding.
I don't know. Like I grabbed it off the wall that was sitting here. I don't know whose it is.
No, I mean in the picture you drew.
Oh no, I don't know. I tried to base it off of my personal favorite Fender Strat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a Fender Strat fan. I mean,
with electrics, that's my feeling too.
I know
That's-
that they're standard, but they're
That's
so
the glove that fits the
good.
best, you know?
Yeah, I'm a pop punk person. Like
mean-
all of my music is pop punk, so I'm like Fender Strat. Why
Those
not?
contours, though. You know, they used to advertise the shit out of those contours because a solid body guitar was a new thing when the Telecaster came out. That was the first commercial solid body guitar.
Really?
Yeah, there was only prototype ones made by certain artists and commissioned by artists. Like Gibson had a solid body guitar that predates that, but it wasn't commercialized yet. Then the Les Paul swooped the market out from under the Telecaster, and the Stratocaster had to really one up it, and with the individual saddles and the contours in the body to kind of get the market back. It was wild.
If anybody's listening right now, please comment. Please, ask a question. I want to answer weird questions.
Okay, I can help you out there. Well, first of all, shout out to Jordan and Christopher. And
Yo.
shout out to you for joining the stream. Tyler, hey, previous guest, started out the season. Love that dude.
Yo.
Beverly, hey, shouting and wave.
Plans,
Welcome
guys.
back. What up, Beverly? Alright.
Sup,
So-
Beverly?
Obviously, we're not going to see the comments on the first couple streams that I had to reset and
Yeah.
reset objects and then go run over and reset the thing next to the internet and then reset my view of society and mankind's survival, reset my outlook. But like now, we're totally looking at your comments. And, so far,
After it's too late.
appreciate the wave. Shout out to Patrick. Anyway, loving the community, love the shout outs. Throw in some words that we can discuss with you about, and we will too, because Kella's conversationally hungry. Oh,
I am. I like asking or answering weird shit. Just to put it out there, and I haven't really put it out in the field. I am pansexual.
is it fucked that I just knew that without you telling me? Like you could just tell.
Absolutely not. I'm glad that you did.
I think you're just open as a musician, like so you just feel open, and we can basically just show each other all of our social security numbers. We're all sister wives here.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm super open, but here's the weird part: is that I'm very weird sexually. Like I can't just like be like you're attractive, let's bone. I am borderline asexual, pansexual. So like I know that sounds weird. Like I can't just like fuck somebody I find attractive. Like I find somebody like physically attractive, but it takes me like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to ever be like, hey, let's finally bone. Like because like I don't know. Do you know what demisexual means?
No,
Do you know what sapiosexual means?
I did, and I forgot. Is that the into
You're
smart people one?
attracted. No, you're attracted to intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
what it
it's-
sounds saying.
yes.
Yes.
So-
was that the smart people one? You're like, no. Is that what you're attracted to? Intelligence?
I thought you said like anti-smart people. My
No,
bad.
it was a reflex to me usually being wrong.
No. I totally misheard you. My bad.
No, that's an accurate reflex. We should all have that.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
totally misheard was.
So,
I totally always felt you on the cartoon thing, though. I feel like a person that appreciates, that really appreciates a cartoon.
I'm a
There's a
gigantic
connection
nerd.
there.
I'm a gigantic nerd. I was I mean like seriously, like I had a husbando for a long time, and
What's that?
it's like a waifu but the female version of.
Well, my understanding of that is like a body pillow with a sexy anime chick on it.
If I had a
Well, what's-
body pillow with the sexy anime anyone, it would be Link from Legend of Zelda. I absolutely love him, and
Whoa.
he is my husband.
Not the cell shaded one though, right? That dude's underage.
No, dude. No, dude.
Okay.
Closer to like the Ocarina of Time or even the Breath of Wild one is really attractive. I mean, he can scale a whole mountain. Still has stamina.
There you go.
Nice.
That's funny.
That's so interesting. Why did I know that we were going to get into that too? It's like the dragon thing.
It's because I mentioned dragon
That's
dildos.
so great, though. I really feel like that's something that should be trendier than it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Go out there,
Everyone
buy
does.
your lady or your man dragon dildos because they're great.
Just the in existing makes me glad. Because, like, oh no, we're going to get way too deep here. Hey, news chug, everybody.
Let's do the news.
I love that.
Hey, you guys, check out some Consenticles, though.
Yeah.
If you're bored with life with Consenticles. And there's other things with tentacles that I won't mention, and they're bullshit when it comes to the beautiful, glorious world of Consenticles. Alright, I said enough. I don't think I can hype it more than that.
All
I got that Consenticle stock. I'm trying to raise the
Trying
insider
to
trading.
corner the consentable
Yeah,
market. Yeah.
totally.
All right. So, for real, we need to catch up and get out of the past and get on Canada's level, because they're gonna let people travel with 30 grams of weed if
30.
you choose.
Now, do you guys know how much 30 grams is?
I do. I usually only buy 4. That's amazing. No, but
That's
seriously.
more than an ounce.
And
That's a hearty Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
That's more than liquid. Like the liquid they make you throw away. If you're like, oh, it's not liquid, it's weed. Oh, okay, you can take that. That's totally fine.
so amazing. It's so amazing. I'm so happy. I want to take I want to fly to LA with cause okay.
Who
Is this
doesn't?
incriminating me? I don't know. There's one person watching. Okay, so
Are we gonna
here's the
talk
thing.
about edibles in the plane? Is that what you're doing?
No, I mean
Edibles in the
as
plane.
far as driving is concerned, because I know personally.
Well, there's a
I've
sweet spot with
taken-
driving, I'll admit it.
Right. I mean, I have in my pocket maybe 8 or 9 grams on me for the weekend because when I go out to California, I see my cousins, my family. I go out there, I have 8 or 9 grams in my bag or whatever.
Which
and
is legal to have on you in Nevada.
Right. And I just go out there and we smoke it when we get there. We have a great time. It's a great time. But to be able to visit my family, I go to LAX and I can go and visit my family in NorCal, and I don't have to worry about a 8-hour drive. I can just get on the plane and I can bring my stuff with me. And it's not like I'm going to be smoking on the plane. I'm smoking when I get there, but it's really cool. It's kind of like if I had a bunch of bottles of Jack Daniels to party in my bag. I don't
Except
know why
way safer and healthier.
way safer and more healthier. It's not going to be bad for my liver. It may be a little bit bad for my lungs, but you know what? Breathing exercises and not smoking for a week helps you. Don't smoke cigarettes. You're going to smoke them.
Yeah, your lungs can clean out a certain amount, but you're not putting in the same kind of carcinogens that are generated from smoking. Plus, there's that whole driving across state lines thing is still an issue. You can be driving with a certain amount in California or Nevada, but you can't cross the state line with it either direction. That's rough.
Weird.
Yeah, I know.
That's
And
silly.
the fact that that's not known gets a lot of people tickets. And it makes either state a lot of money in all the interstate commerce where people are flippant. Because you can see people's
Don't
pipes on
get
their
caught
passenger seat.
smoking in your car.
There's oh golly. Well, I mean, there's cops riding in semis. There's cops riding in semis. You can see right into people's passenger seats and pipes just sitting on the dashboard and shit when you're at semi height. It's really funny. So,
There are cops riding in semis?
yeah, look out. Just riding in there, just waiting.
You know what's
and they'll
funny?
just shoot you from the
Is
semi.
that
Just shoot you.
yes, you can get caught for flour, but what's amazing in this day and age is concentrates. And the fact that you can have what looks like an electric cigarette.
Foods, I mean, if you like hallucinogens and you're planning on hallucinating for this anyway,
I'm gonna do an 8-hour drive. Let's strip the fuck out.
but yeah. An airplane, the thing is, people can get pretty. You gotta know what you're doing. There's a big risk in here in encouraging behavior that we might be good at. I'm saying with finger quotes. For example, there is times when I'm so manic with my own blend of mental whatever, which obviously I'm not a completely mentally stable person, or I wouldn't be passionately spending so much time on this talk show and talking at strangers and aiming different objects at myself to ramble about things with my friends.
Right.
And this idea of hanging out with a mass of people electronically instead of spending a small amount of time with people I love in real life ever. But on that note, that's why I need a touch of what I call a business high, a little bit of the medicated situation of ganj, to not be on Celexa or Lexapro or something like that, which a dose of could benefit me in a way that I'm just using something else that works better for me to still create artistically in a way that, who knows, ideally, supposedly, if I keep doing this, keep doing it better, maybe it'll be monetizable. Right now, it's amazingly lucky to be doing it well enough to have the support of RadioVegas.rocks, giving us a place and a platform to broadcast to them in a location for that, and that their sponsors are keeping that going. So that's some amount of at least income that's going into making it happen for all of you. But to do that, that's one of the drugs involved, and yet some people could do the same amount and get all wacky. It's just not for them.
Yeah.
Whereas
Can
I would
I
have
play a
to
song
waste
for
more
you?
money than I have.
Can I play a song for you at the end of the show?
Yeah.
What if you like posted or you mean like in like manually playing it with your
Yeah.
body? Wow. We've never allowed that before.
It's a song about
Terrified of the idea.
It's a song about a woman who kills her wife and feeds him to pigs, and then feeds that pig that ate his dead or her dead husband to their family.
Just do it right now suddenly.
Do it right now, son. I'm not ready.
Wow.
Oh.
Well then.
All right. Well, let's.
I won't be able to handle the anticipation.
You will if you're talking about a tiny spy ship in Amazon and Apple servers.
What?
Yeah, I'll talk about
Oh,
this.
that's right. The Chinese.
Yeah, they're Apple.
Yeah. Oh my God, that shit's crazy. I heard it on NPR. Oh my God.
So
Please.
I'm not afraid of China spying on us because we've been China spying on them forever. They're just catching up. There's no way that they are implanting enough chips in enough servers to get enough data on anything American to rival the amount of data we've got on them. We've got so much dirt on them. We've been spying on them
Yeah.
since they were high in opiates in the Silk Road. We've been spying on them since they all lived in huts, and their emperors. I mean, this is the oldest civilization. They were in living, beautiful, and civilized long before the West, and throughout when the West was just slaves to religion and serf mentality. China's amazing. They're smart and strong, industrious people. But they had a crash. They've had a couple crashes just like Western civilization has. And the last time they had an opiate epidemic just before a great industrial revolution. The West, really before America's founded war, it was Britain, just sent them spiraling into an opium epidemic while taking all their tea cheap and selling it and making a bunch of money on it. And now they're revenging on us with fentanyl, having no problem just dumping tons of fentanyl at ridiculous strengths
Yeah.
into the West and into the West black market channels that the West has openly kept open so that we could have the CIA sell coke and stuff like that. Wherever crazy I'm being with that, throw that aside. It's easy for
It's
China
not
to get
though,
fentanyl
because
into
it's
the
like
black market.
history.
Yeah, it is. And that drug has such a high dosage that it tricks people into addiction way easier.
Yeah.
And so there's good and bad in China, just as with us, and we shouldn't be surprised at their espionage just because we saw it, and they haven't caught a bunch of ours that's obviously for sure going on too.
I mean, like, the shit we've done to countries is ridiculous. I mean, like, what's amazing is that you have so much, like, you have a lot of media about it. Shows, cartoons, whether or not it be satire, it is a play on the actual history of what CIA has
Yeah.
done. And it's hilarious that people are like, ha ha. Okay, my favorite is Archer. Okay, because it's like, ha ha ha, Archer is hilarious. Yes, Archer is hilarious. But it also...
There's absolutely firms like that do that
Yes.
for pay, yeah.
Seriously!
Mercenaries that you can
And
hire.
it's like,
If you
my
don't.
favorite is the cocaine arc, where Pam gets addicted to cocaine and she like loses a lot of weight. Hilarious, but at the same time, like, this is the shit the CIA does.
Right.
They create these drug barons and they create these drug wars and they buy into and sell this drug. Why? Because it's part of the scheme? Like, what the fuck? Like, why?
We should be shaking China and Russia's hand for like coming up in the cyber warfare. Like, hey buddies, You're doing our level now. Welcome to the club. Let's
Yeah,
just like
Welcome to the club.
let's compare notes. We don't need to be enemies about this. We can just compete. I almost feel like there's a touch of that spirit in it, in that we're not aiming weapons at each other. In all this upsetness about this, I think honestly, there's an actual cyber war going on between us and Russia and with China, and it's more chill than a Cold War.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys, we should have better protection. You shouldn't do this. We'll sanction you. We got some tariffs. Sorry.
Sorry.
The backing out of the negotiations on the tariffs and the not talking about them is shitty, and that's shit war. But at least there's no civilians getting hurt over it. There's civilians that can't feed their kids as easily. There's civilians out of work. There's civilians with massive job crises, but they're not getting blown up.
Yeah.
So that's my positive take on that hugely. But also, as a tech dude, digging into these little chips and such, I think there's a little bit of sensationalist journalism too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So these servers are everywhere. They have these spy chips. That chip can let the server have control taking of it. Let's take it to the worst possible thing this chip can do, hypothetically, which is seize control and access data in that server without administrators knowing. That's a bit of a stretch. If this chip was really being that active, the most it could do is sniff and gather data already there. Its supposed ability to take over the server and make the server do things would get spotted by an admin of anyone using these servers on the level of like Apple, Amazon. And that's what most of the headlines have been about. When Apple denies having any kind of compromise like this, and in fact, now here's a bit of a fuzzy thing. I can't remember if it's Apple or Amazon, but one or the other abandoned their whole use of that server years ago due to a concern like that.
Mm.
So it might have been both of them, honestly. But it's not a type of server that they even use anymore. If they recently got any more of those servers there, it's not the same class that they're using for like the AWS stuff. It's not the same animal. So there's some huge gaps in the reporting of this.
It is.
And it's why we've seen like 3 different outlets talk about this and yet have very little to say about it.
What you have is a lot of information and talk to, and I say this a million times, and I'm sorry for repeating myself, but the layman, a lot of people do not understand the intricacies of tech, the intricacies of what it means to be able to hack into something or know something's data and exactly what that data could have. For most people, when they hear hack, they think, oh my God, you're gonna get my bank information, you're gonna take my money. No, it has nothing to do with your money. It has nothing to do with your information. If anything, you should be more worried because what you're talking about is like people are a lot of, and I hate to walk back what I'm saying, but if I may make a quick little introduction. A lot of people are afraid of the information being stolen. It's just like people are afraid of their houses being broken into. So what do? They add security doors, they add solar screens, they add fucking like cameras to the front of their house. I don't want my home being broken into. Why would your home be broken into? Because someone who breaks into homes knows that something in your home is worth value.
Yeah.
Or that they know when you're gone and they know that there's an entrance that you don't secure well.
It takes a long
You
time.
have an old garage door opener, for example. Watch out for that shit. It's so, man, just a
Multi-code.
YouTube video I bumped into just by accident, just out of curiosity, showed me how easy it is to sweep some vans and get someone's garage door open.
It's kind
It's
of
gross.
crazy. It's crazy.
Lock your inside door of your garage.
Seriously.
At all.
And lock your doors, number one. But at the same time, it's like people are so worried about safety. It's like safety of possessions and safety of life. I'm worried about the things that I spend my life working towards, and I'm also worried about my own safety and life of my family. And I get that. And a lot of companies sell, safety to possessions in life, yada yada. One of the things that I've noticed is that people don't understand what internet security means. Yes, breaking into let's say someone hacked Wells Fargo. Oh my God, they know all of my personal information. Oh my God, 60 million accounts have been affected. Okay, but you don't ask the question, what does that mean? Does that mean that someone has access to my money? Or does that mean someone has access to my information? And if someone has access to my information, what does that mean for me? Does that mean that somebody can take my information and
Well, here's the thing.
file my
Opening up
tax
something with your
returns?
credit. There's something that you're right up against that people don't think about as much as money being taken actively in the present.
Right.
And that's your credit, your electronic reputation. Someone can make all kinds of purchases as you. And then when they don't pay these things off, you're stuck with the bill. You're stuck with the unpaid things in your credit when you didn't make those moves. Often without seeing that for a while. Since it didn't pop up as any money out of any account.
Right.
Just identity theft, doing something as you, is it's the whole thing that happens. That LifeLock guy was put his social security number all over the place. Definitely had some adventures. His whole marketing campaign, by the way. That's worth looking into. It's
LifeLock.
very funny. That's still a company, and apparently what they've worked out to lock down your social works, and that's a thing. But it was a it's a little rocky at first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
What's cool is that we're still learning things because
sure.
with every advancement we make into something that is secure, we have the people who are working against it. Oh, you've learned how to do this? Well, I'm going to figure out how to do this. No matter what, you're always going to have humans who will learn. I think that it's a curse and a blessing. And I say curse first because people don't want things taken from them. Yes, that's terrible. But at the same time, don't you think it's kind of cool? And maybe this is my psychedelic mind talking. Don't you think it's kind of cool that we have this perpetuating game of who is going to better who? Who is going to... Yes, I'm protection. And then protection says, I'm going to be better than your protection. And then it breaks through. And then protection says, no, I have to make protection that's better. And then it makes it better. And then the other side says, no, I see your betterness and I'm going to make mine better. And it's this ongoing.
Like
so
you're
yes,
psyched about the evolving battle.
I am. I can't help it. I can't help it. My nature, my personality, who I am. I love evolution. I love growth. I love seeing it. And the fact that we live in an age where you can actually see it happening. You can see the evolution of not only technology, but people's minds and thinking. We can see it growing. We can see the precipice of the
Shapes
upper
evolving into perfect dragons.
Yes, it's amazing, and I think it's beautiful. It's
The
just
perfect dragon shapes that push every button.
I'm all
I
about
could
being
not
the
get my head away from
Yes,
the dragons situation.
bad is good is
Yes.
amazing, but they help each other. Good and bad, they all advance each other. You were about to say something?
No, I was just throwing a
Let's roll
casual.
on that. We gotta have you
Throwing a
on
casual.
more than once this season.
You
for
guys.
sure. I feel like we did not fully take advantage of your inkwell of thought because you're a fun one. Like seriously, episode after next, or I think that one's booked. The one after that one, holla, more Kella, right?
That's
Go
so
in the
sorry.
comments below.
I
Bonus
wanna
Kella.
throw a last a story in here real quick.
Please.
Apparently in Arkansas, a giant hole opened up in the ground and shot flames into the sky.
Now, this is one we're coming back to next week because we're still figuring out what that was. Right now, we just know things that it wasn't.
It was Satan.
Okay. Wait, give me like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
There
absolutely.
were emergency response people to come, and we're going to put it out, but it looked like it was going out on its own, I'm assuming. No one took any stupid video of it, so it might as well not exist. What kind of firefighter are you? If you're not squirting water at this, at least get some social media of this crazy.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
no, just
What
like,
if it was the devil? and
Oh,
maybe
it
that's
was in
something?
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they don't have smartphones.
Officials say in Arkansas have taken the unusual step of ruling out Satan as the cause of a hole
Fix it, it
that
didn't
had
happen.
suddenly burst into flames last month.
Or it didn't.
Imagine you have to be like the governor of Arkansas and be like, I just want to put everyone's mind at ease. It was not Satan.
Well, the way, okay, could you read the quote I pasted in there from, you found this article glorious.
Yeah.
But this is what this fella said.
Yeah.
Also his name.
Okay, so the quote is, as far as the spiritual Satan goes, we've ruled that out. He didn't come up and stick his pitchfork in the ground and blow that hole out. Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass told the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
So old Mickey Pendergrass. Definitely.
Judge Mickey Pendergrass,
Sorry.
to you, son.
All due respect. The spiritual Satan. I feel like he felt inclined to define
Like
that there's a
clarify.
difference between the actual Satan that we hear about in church that really does push us to do evil things.
What's
It was
his
not that guy.
What's amazing is that it happened
always
so soon. It happened so soon. And I mean, like, I'm reading this right now, like, people have no idea how that happened. And, like,
And it happened so recently.
hold on. I'm going to try and pull up this image for people who
Is there
are,
an image?
like,
No one took a picture of
there
this,
is
right?
an image. There's not an image of, like, hold on.
There's no
This,
image.
okay,
without
can
the
I,
image
like,
of
share it?
social media.
Can I put it
Yeah.
to one of these?
Just aim it up and
Okay.
both of them. They're both legit, just the YouTube one is having a lower quality audio at the moment. It's using the built-in mic because the adapter I used for board audio was the wrong type.
So I don't know if you saw that image right now, but it kind of looks like a butthole, and in the ground, and like it's super small. But what it is the flames were not coming out of a small hole or out of a large hole. It was only about yay size,
Some
about
punk
the
kids did
size of
right?
this cup. It must have been small.
Was it Sterno?
I mean, this is what it looks like for your information.
That's the hole. So someone at least took a picture of the hole afterwards.
Right, they took a picture of the hole afterward, but nobody
It's
knows what it
crisply
is.
round.
What they're doing is they're trying to figure out exactly what ignited the fire, because as far as science is concerned, there's a reason that something was on fire.
This is
because-
marketing for Adult Swim. That's what it is every time. Remember those things, those plaques that were like a Moonanite giving a middle finger made of LEDs?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was a bomb threat.
Oh, yeah, they were
Just
like
come
packages
on.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, it was this guerrilla marketing by Adult Swim.
Yeah. They always, yeah, it's probably them.
And I
Watch-
still watch those.
Watch for more holes in, cities near you.
Yeah.
Guerrilla marketing
That
by
whole
Adult
really-
Swim.
It looks like some kid during
Yeah.
a sterno with some gas on it.
Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously, it could be a multitude of things we don't know.
Yeah.
It looks
You
like
don't know with the fire
But
because
unless-
science can't be
Unless
like
you Satan.
fire.
You know when there's a not news that just makes crazy news? It's like such
Yeah.
such an
That's what I
exciting
love.
not news.
I just love, like, you have to make a public statement that,
I
like,
know.
it's not Satan.
The framing of this is the news. Like the fact that we're all talking about this is what the news is about.
Yeah, totally.
It's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
What's another? We've got like seriously a 1 minute double check. What are the things we want people to look up real quick when they leave with us?
I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, California governor signs net neutrality rules into law.
Yeah,
Don't
California's
have time to
net
dive into
neutral.
that, but do it. Oh, and register to fucking vote, everyone.
That's the thing.
Please.
Yeah, register.
Google.
to
I don't
vote.
care who you vote
Please.
for. That's up to you. But just make sure you're registered. Make sure your info is correct. You know?
Participate. I mean, go in and guess. As long as you participate, it means something.
Because real quick, dig this. If the number of people who did not vote last election all voted, they could have elected whoever they want.
Exactly.
We could have had a third-party candidate. We could have had not
Exactly.
Hillary or
If you all voted for the dog,
yeah.
we could have had President Dog right now.
Seriously?
Totally. With everyone that didn't vote, if they all voted on some dog, we could have had this cool, sweet, awesome dog barking in the White House right now.
I don't know what's going to happen within the next couple of months, but I will say this. As far as being nonpartisan as I possibly can, every single person on this planet has their own experience in life. Every single person has their own identity and their own thing that they believe as true to be life. What's amazing is that every single person that you pass on the street is not a side character. In their mind, they are the main character.
That's so worth thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't realize the weight of reality until you can empathize with every single life that comes forward. Yes, we all have an expiration date. Yes, we will have to experience some hardship in our lives, but wouldn't it be nice if we could experience those hardships equally?
Or at least together.
Or
Let's
at
be
least
around each other for that.
Together.
Yeah.
So share your hardships in the comments below. Anyway,
Please share your
we're there
hardships.
for you.
I do believe in the semblance of unity in a way that you can believe in what you want to believe in and you may have your personal identity. There are two things: tolerance and acceptance. Tolerance to tolerate the ideals that you do not believe as true, but you will accept as somebody else's reality, and acceptance as in ideals that you as a person may accept as true and accept them into your own reality.
Okay, gotta pause you real quick. Las Vegas, Rebar in front of Rebar, Ange Kerfoot and me are playing music. RadioVegas.rocks, gotta end the stream there for the next content. Love you guys. RadioVegas.rocks. Okay, now the stream is still going on Facebook and YouTube. I do need to split soon to get that show going in front of Rebar. But you mentioned the song, I would be a bad radio broadcaster, leaving my perceived audience hanging. Because I know I'm going to listen to this later and feel like, oh, as a listener, I didn't get that Kella thing tempted. You dangled that carrot. You got to play this wacky song. You've got to break a rule really quick. Share it, such an unusual song. Beautiful. Is your ride situation worked out?
I'll go for a minute. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, you know, we're coming up cold. Boys like them don't do as they're told. You find the sweet lies and give them all of your real time, but you don't know what's already sold. But I'm so unhealthy and bitter, and I'm so sad in my mind. Are you so obsessed with her? How much blood will it take to get in your head? Oh, you know, it's selling so. I'm done.
Kella, I
Sorry.
love the shit out of you. if I was building a harem, you'd be sister wife number 2. I know Ange would say the same thing.
Sweet.
Are you bathroom running? I know there's a bathroom running.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I was thinking.
Bathroom moments don't deter sister wifehood. We all potty. Some of us like it.
We're all sister wives to someone.
Yeah. Although I don't like watching other people potty.
No, I'm not into
I don't want to say mean things about people that do like such a thing. I appreciate the innocence and universality of it. But I care a lot about smells.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And I think
It's a good
that's
small one.
the thing that really determined more than anything my understanding of what I liked and what I didn't, and really confirmed that I was a straight person, is the smell factor. You can smell people's gender, and even when a man is very beautiful, if he smells male, it's a turnoff to me.
Yeah,
Some women smell men. Some men smell really feminine, and it's confusing to me. So I think that but on the screen, it's all tunes. My porn is so highly tuny.
It's weird. It's weird. No, me too.
Doing normal stuff, it's not like they're doing gross or bad things. I mean, a tuned animal is okay too, because that animal can be sentient beside, whereas like living animals, it's like, oh man, you're like Stockholm syndroming that dog. It doesn't really like understand what it's doing. And it
Alright,
feels
so I gotta bail.
that's awkward. You're bailing, we're bailing, we're playing rebar after talking about Alright.
It's okay. You gotta be
But you
okay
gotta
in your
talk about it to
sexuality.
figure out what is okay.
No, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I like long-haired Asian guys. That's my thing.
Woo!
And
Alright, I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, catch us all in front of rebar. And then I'm pulling you
You're
back on.
wait 1 second, 1 second. People who are listening, are you going on tonight?
Rebar 9 a.m.
They're
PM.
going
9
on
PM is
tonight at 9 o'clock. So if y'all are excited and ready for tonight, please go by Rebar and enjoy this guy's music. Now, I'm so sorry I need to use the restroom, but may I continue the song? May I try the song again?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Those who are listening, I'm going to try this song again.
It's free data right now. Free data.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I
Now
have
come
been
with
drinking.
that next verse, because we got that other verse.
Oh, you know they're coming up cold. Boys like them don't do as they're told. You find sweet lies and giving all of your real time, but you can't buy what's already sold. And I'm so unhappy of bitter, and I'm something out of your hand. This is so obsessed with her. How much blood will it take to get in your head? This is a song about gun violence and how the fact that nobody's fucking doing anything about it.
Well, I
Set them
stopped
on
shooting people.
something sled. Set them on something. Got some safety stuck in the hay. Someone said bitter, and it's something out of your way. Are you so obsessed with her? How much blood will it take to get in your head? Keep on denying it. Keep on denying it's a problem. It's a problem. I said, keep on. Oh, say, keep on. Oh, and I'm so unhappy with her. And it's something out of your head. Are you so obsessed with her? How much blood will it take to get in your head?
Yo, were you live streaming too?
Oh no, I'm just watching it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we're about to kill your data.
Sorry, that was terrible.
Hey, here's the thing. I know you mentioned that no one's doing anything about gun violence, but I am. Every one of my friends that owns a gun, gone to their house and taken their gun away and then given it to a gangster in need of a gun. So all these gangsters that have a hard time getting guns have little extra guns so they can get their war over with. All this gangster war can just be over with, right? And we can just be handled.
Right.
Gun problem handled, you guys. Solved. Now, go to Rebar.
Go to Rebar.
I'm gonna try to do the music live over there too, but either way, I'm getting a good board recording so you can listen to it deliciously later. The good recording of it, probably, and then you'll get that on YouTube. I'm gonna take the shit video, mix it with the good audio like I do on YouTube. Check it out. Help us build. Man, I put a lot of really pretty music on YouTube. You guys, check it out, please.
Pretty music on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and anybody who's listening, I have a show on the 2nd of November.
Holler online.
Dia de los Muertos.
Bye.
That is the last day of Dia de los Muertos at the Denver